Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Star Wars Order 7, and a little bit of an issue. This is what we test, but all of a sudden, some things aren't loading. So the US flat save on the starting mod loads. It takes some time, but it loads, it works, everything's where we left it, everything's good. The UK jump schedule, meanwhile, I've left for a lot longer and does nothing. And I don't know why. I don't really know why. All the information that I had was pretty much correct. I wonder if the fact that we updated the schedule a little bit to test, has that broken this save? Because it's now looking for information and feature races which are different. But I don't know why that necessarily would be. It won't load it on any of the options, any of the UK's, any of the US, Aussie, Irish, any of the mod folder variations. I've gone through them all. This just is basically crashing. See, I'm not sure if there's anything we can do. Sort of backup, try it on default, just wherever it is. It's going to take its time. We're going to get the loading circle. I'm going to get not responding at the top of the game. I'm just going to scoot the game down so you can see what I'm seeing. Not responding. And it just kind of hangs you, and sooner or later either I crash it or it crashes itself. So yeah, the jump save might be dead, might be starting fresh from the jump saves. Don't know why. Don't know what's changed. Not really in the loop. My problem is it's not even like loading these ones that we made last week and the week before, which have loaded. So yeah, I don't know what to do about it, but I wanted to put a video up to be transparent about it. And yeah, not really what I had planned. So I'm going to see if I can create a new game. And whether that will work. And just kind of move forward from there. Because we'll be able to tell pretty quickly if there's an issue and it won't create the game for some reason. Then it's probably struggling to create a schedule. So kind of halfway in between when the first text appears, that this will take a while, is kind of a crash point. Anywhere from here to about here. And so it looks like it's got through the first part of the schedule and is building at least the first part of the schedule. And then, oh, it lagged there for a second. And then at the end of building form, probably another form of that size, the word form, and that size on the end after the 3 dots, would be the other crash points. Right at the end of the schedule, and like generating the horses and everything after the schedule. I think the actual schedule is kind of finalized in the middle of the M. So if it pauses in the middle of the M, then it's likely going to crash and there's a problem with the schedule file. Which I hope not, because I don't really have a good place to pick up from where I was, because I did a lot of changes at once and a lot of testing, and everything loaded and everything worked and it was all fine. So crash position number 3 has been passed, that's fine. Number 4, somewhere around here, is past the dot, so it's fine. And the final crash position will be about that same distance past the dots as it is now-ish. Almost the end of the status orders logo. It'll lag there towards the end just to pick up the game. It'll stop right here. And it'll either crash or take us into the save. It did flicker, it has come up with not responding. That's not the worst in the world. It's not the best in the world either. It's not the best in the world either. Yeah, this has crashed right at the last moment before it creates the game and populates everything. Usually that's a schedule error. I don't think it is. Make sure you can see all this. Because I want people to be able to fix it if they have a similar issue as well. Let's just try and maximize my screen there. Cool. Start day 31, end day 365. 20% of a 20,000 field from Ireland. Everything there, a space at the bottom, everything in order. I don't know if that's what's wrong with this. My only last test is going to be to try and create a default jump. Yeah, just a default jump, default schedule. And kind of see what happens here. Because if not, I mean, the whole jumps thing's going to have to go on hiatus. And to be honest with you, I was about to finalize testing. I was going to play this next video, the jump save, and then I was going to go to the edited save with the updated schedule that I was building and I was fixing, and basically run that through a couple of seasons and test and see how everything looked, and import a couple of horses that I could use as benchmarks because I know how good they've been for me at all different levels, and just send them out to run in those races and see what they can do, so I can kind of then benchmark how the quality of the fields are, what the game breds are like, how tough it is to run some of these races. Yeah, are you going to need luck? Are you going to need a generational horse? Are you just going to need a good horse? Are you going to need a great horse? Can you win with a bad horse? So yeah, getting all the balancing right, looking at what's coming through the auctions and who's winning and what they look like, and breeding with game breds to see kind of what that looks like, and doing it over 5-10 years, just quickly skipping seasons. Because the plan then was to release the schedule, but especially, yeah, this isn't gonna work. Ooh, I was gonna say, especially if that loads. We're good. Am I just an idiot? I am an idiot. I am an idiot. The last thing I did was a couple of days ago now, because I had some videos lined up. It is a problem with the schedule because it's not finding the files it needs to actually run the damn game. All you had to do was follow the damn train, CJ. Yeah. Yeah, all you had to do was follow the damn train. And instead of that, we ended up with 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, number 6 with extra dip, number 7, 2 number 45s, one with cheese, and a large soda. And that's not what we were supposed to do. This is just gonna load now, isn't it? Yep. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, crisis averted. At least it works. Yeah. Okay, 5 races in. You're kind of maxed out. You're almost maxed out, but you're almost being over raced. You're maxed out, but good to go. You can go some more. You've got a lot of development, which you probably won't even hit this year, and have the worst record out of everybody. And then the perfect record can still race, but is maxed out. See, yeah, I mean, it's Falling Castles with a tiny bit of improvement, but is being over raced. And Belfast Kid, who has a lot of potential still to fill, but just probably won't this year. And they just make Evervest Destiny look so bad. Ooh, yeah. Got solid yearlings. So next season there'll be good 2-year-olds. We'll have good 4-year-olds. A 5-year-old won't be very good. We pull Mulladies out of the breeding barn. We bring Gonfilia Spain out of the breeding barn for a 3-year-old season. Maybe. Depending on what they look like. I think that's just it. I think that is just it. It's just kind of getting towards the end of the season. So do we race those 3-year-olds much more? Do we race them much more? Like you're a 2-miler. You'd be okay at 2.5. Maybe you'll be okay at 2.5. What's a 2.5? Well, handicap. We'd be super high weight. 2.1 would be a grade 3. Pretty much everybody apart from Falling Castles could run a grade 3. It's in France. Don't exactly know how that would go. Do I run the 2.5? Do I run the 2.5? Seems like that should be a no. But it is probably just going to end up being a yes. Give you a race. Give you a race. That books me in back-to-back days. And back-to-back, and back-to-back, and back-to-back. And that's kind of fine. Maybe. I'm not convinced. I'm still kind of thrown by the fact that I didn't put my folders back to the right configuration after editing the modded schedules. But yeah, that's why you got to do things in a certain way. Belfast Kid, big test out of mile 1. I think don't trail and challenge earlier. We're going to France. Slightly longer trip than we've done before. It's a 3-year-old hurdle in France. We should be amongst the best here. The Pre-Aguado. We do start near the front. We are going to go and jump the first quite okay. The pack is coalesced. We've got like an 8-length lead. Doesn't really matter that much at this point. 1.5 to go. On the very far side of the course, you can see the stand in the background. We're coming round the turn. So not the stand, the city in the background. Up to a mile then. Ronnie Kwan and Small Sinner are there. Not a lot on camera. They both jump poorly. Again, a lot of work has to be done here to get into, like, finishing position. We don't jump that one well enough. Jump 9 was a little sticky. I know it does give people a chance to come at us. Coming up then to the final jump, we do clear it okay. A good jump from Ronnie Kwan, but they don't have the pace for this. Small Sinner's going to start to make their way. Half a furlong from home. They need to close at an outrageous pace to get to us. They're not going to. And Belfast Kid does take a win in France. And that's a cheeky little grade 3 over a 2-mile 1. We don't gain any potential. We don't realize any. But that's a nice run. I didn't know if we were going to win. I honestly was not expecting to win a grade 3 on a 3-year-old. But it's nice that it can be done, even if it's very limited. Even if we can't get a grade 2 or a grade 1, we can kind of do it here. That's very interesting. This is why we need to test the schedule. This is why I need to go tonight and tomorrow morning, test the schedule, and then I can record the video with the download links, and you all can get your hands on the updated version. I think this is version 1. I think this was version 1.0. I had 1.5 was the last small change I made. So 2.0, we made a couple of small changes to that. I got a 2.3 schedule, and then version 3, I had to change some stuff around. So, yeah. It's really the third big schedule I've made on the UK jumps under the Start It mod. It's the third iteration of it. So yeah. Spleen, second half, falling back, the grey slowly disappearing. Severate Livre is here and looking to run, but come undone. Half a mile from home, here comes the challenge. Now they're going to drop back, and come undone goes. Spleen, Glorious Picture have all gone. Buckalong Idol caught up really quickly. Do they have a push inside the final furlong? Or is Come Undone just got enough to hold them off? It does again look like they're slowly making a little bit of progress, but not quick enough. Not closing down the difference, and Come Undone wins again. We've come to expect it. The running freely is a little bit of an annoyance, but 6 out of 6. 21 grand, it's not really much money. We're pretty much too laid back and too lazy. But a good horse. And back-to-back days, Effervescent Destiny, the 4-year-old runs. Have far less confidence than in the 3-year-olds. And it is raining. 2 miles, 6 furlong novice hurdle. We are off and underway. Get just inside the rails. Towards the front, but dropping back a little. Pack of 4. All up ahead of us. It's not a terrible first jump, but yeah, there is something to be said for this horse. But when you compare it to the 3-year-olds, there's so much ahead in terms of just development, like raw pace and ability. Better potential bars, better realized and actualized potential, better extra speed, better cruising burst. It just feels like it's going to take a lot for Effervescent Destiny to actually win and win big. A couple of 3-year-olds you're starting to see could maybe do something. We're inside a mile. Effervescent Destiny's already gone towards the front. A little earlier than expected. Is that too much too soon? I expect them a kind of half a mile around this point to start coming up, and you can see the field behind us now closing the gap. We did it at 6 furlongs. They do it at 4 furlongs. And now we are kicking out, and we are going for this, and we are looking like the best horse in the field. Is there a challenger from deep? Is there somebody who wants to come and put a stop to this or not? We clear our jumps pretty well. We're under the final furlong. That's the final jump. We don't fall. We don't stumble. And we're just cruising towards the line for what's going to be a pretty comprehensive victory. They went miles back, but yeah, 6 lengths and 8 lengths back. See, that makes it look like a really good horse. And it's not. It's a good horse. It's not a really good horse. But is it enough? And is it enough to persevere with? So yeah, kind of want your feedback on that. Do we run them as a 5-year-old? Do we just stick with them until basically they hit their limit and they don't look good anymore? and they're not winning races and we're really struggling to book them in anything of value that they can even place top 3? Or do we know that's coming and we know that they're never going to win a grade 1 or a big feature race and kind of cull the herd at 4 years of age? I don't know. I'm not really sure what the best kind of option is to do with that. I am more inclined to cull the herd early than to hold on to a horse for too long. But that might not be the right thing in this situation or in jumps racing as a whole. So feedback much appreciated as always. 6 furlongs from home and closing fast from this sweeping left turn. Onto the home stretch, half a mile to go. Midday Flirt coming strong, but now dropping back. And on the orbit is there. Fruccio Britain is there. Starting to try and make their way a little bit. Winter Doors pulled up from injury. We're under the final furlong. The field is back. Fruccio Britain is falling back out of picture. And that's a huge win for Falling Castles. And they do hit their full potential. They do get the final jump to max out their potential as a 3-year-old at 95%. 80% extra speed. It lacks cruising burst, which is so much more useful over jumps than flat because it helps over a distance far more. So that's a shame. But that potential should make up for any shortcomings the horse has. And it doesn't have that many. It's round 1 that it didn't win. But it ran well in that. Hasn't had any test, only likes a mile. Only likes 2 miles. Could possibly go to 2-1, 2-2. Yeah. Jump was not too great early on. Didn't really see a problem. So we are careful about over racing. But these are all still fine, right? Yeah. Sweet. So Falling Castles is cared to over race, but its filled up potential looks really good. I think the only thing that makes sense to me now is Breeding Barn. And make sure Malibu Sun. And then we do the same next season. Like as soon as a horse has capped out their potential, and we can't really run it much more, we're not going to get any benefit from running it much more. It can go into the barn for the rest of the year. 6 months of racing, 6 months in the barn. It'll come back as a 4-year-old. It'll be really good. And yeah, I'll be pretty happy with that. I'm not going to lie, I'll be pretty happy with that. Another one at Kempton. This is the handicap over 2.5. I think the distance is about right here, you know. Kind of what we're testing. We're not unbeaten. With a very high rating. There's some good horses, older horses, in this. We shouldn't win, and I'm not expecting us to win, but it's how close can we get and how well can we run 2.5? And that's going to give me an idea of this horse and of 3-year-old distances as well. So 2 mile, 5 furlong, class 2 handicap, up to 160 rated. We are the favourite. We are the youngest horse. We are by far the best form. This hurdles track is going to be very interesting. We do start out near the front. See over the lake. We can see the stands and the finish line. back in the distance. Danum Dancer in the orange hat, Stormswell Sundance in the green hat. Those are the two green silks. The light-coloured horse at the back is Kozi Zarad, and Carrageen King is White Silk's dark horse. Probably the best of the four in this field. But I do like us. And we are young and we're inexperienced. We're not great at jumping. We haven't developed. We're not strong enough. We're not quick enough. We're not good at jumping yet. Still running freely. Still not really in our stride, in our rhythm. Not ready to race as much as these older horses. Still give ourselves a chance. 7 furlongs now. And only got a few jumps left. Danum Dancer does go out to the front. It's been jumping better than us. But half a mile from home's where winners go and run. Here comes Causy's Arad. We are right up on the shoulder of Danum Dancer. From deep comes Stormwell Sundance. Carrageen Queen is not there. Sorry, Carrageen King is not there yet. Into the final furlong. Stormwell Sundance is going to come out into second place. Kozi Zarad, is just flying in. We've got up on Danum Dancer. We do take third. And I feel that's a good run. I feel that's a good run. Not a great run, but a good run. 7 lengths back over 2 mile 5 against solid running horses. We don't lose a rating for coming third. Trip suited perfectly. So a worthwhile test. 100% for me, a worthwhile test. A bunch of 5-year-olds that haven't won anything. Damn you. Hello, milady. So back to the little 2 mile juveniles. I don't mind that. But hello, milady. Good horse. Horse I really like. Horse that still has a little bit to do here and there. Pretty decent sized field. Looks like 13 runners. Most of them behind us. We got a Jaffa Factor just on our inside. On the outside is the grey with the black and red silks red hat of Quality Ravenous. And then the blue with the vertical red stripe you can't see. In the lead with the red hat is Tagiz Wahab. Bad jump for a lot of people at 3. Does set us back. We're slowly working our way up. Closers are going to be very scary because there's so many horses at the back that really haven't exuded any stamina yet. Half a mile from home, here we go. The Pink Silks Escargot Legal is coming. They don't jump that well. It kind of kills their push. Now they're going to go. They're going to run. They do look to have a little bit about them, but that's a good jump by Hello Milady. And we do have a little bit about us. We're going to go back to the front and under the final furlong marker, by a nose, by a head, stretching out half a length, 3/4, full length at the finish line. We're going to be closer as Escargot Legal comes back at us. It's a real battle for this. Hello Lady takes it. Should have jockey instructioned. But that's a really nice run. And the fact that this was so close. Again. It wasn't close against Come Undone. But I did recognize the name. It had a lovely close. And it didn't know when it was beaten today. I'm going to follow Escargot Legal and just kind of see where we end up. But there's another run for everybody. Third place for Millennium Hand, finding distance against older, better horses. That's no shock. But yeah, 156 rating. Although Milady goes up to a 129 with another win, Effervescent Destiny gets to a 131 with a good win, but not enough really to move the needle too much for me. Cameron Dunn stays unbeaten with a 146 rating. And Belfast Kid picks up a grade 3 and is 142 rated. A third, 2 seconds, and 3 wins for him. A third, a second, and 4 wins for Millennium Hand. 2 seconds and 4 wins for Allo Milady. And 6 wins out of 6 for Come Undone. Effervescent Destiny, a year older, not quite as good, but 4th place, 2nd place, 4 wins. It ain't too shabby, I've got to say. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see if I can get the breeding completed there, and we can. Good. And that's the 1st of July. Yeah, I don't feel the need to keep racing a lot of these. I don't see where the benefits really gonna come from now. If that grade 3 didn't move the needle on Belfast Kid, it's not gonna move the needle. Everyone else's max potential that they can get this season. They're good ratings, they're in good form. I'm kind of wondering if I should just get to next season. Because I've got some horses in here, plus 2 I want to bring in as specialists. And I think that would be intriguing to bring those in as specialists. So, yeah, let me know what you think about that in the comment section. Should we just go to the end of the season now and skip? Because we're not going to win any big races. We're not going to be eligible for any big races. The first big sort of grade 1, I think, is at 5-year-old and up. So even next season, I don't think Effervescent Destiny is going to be good enough to even challenge for that. It's going to take 2 years for these 3-year-olds to get there. Then, if anyone even has the distance for the Grand National, that's 6 and up, maybe even 7 and up in this. I think 7. I think it's 7. I don't know where I've got the Grand National. It's not on the 29th here. It's on the 4th. It's on the 9th. Yeah, not the 29th, but the 9th. Okay. But yeah, that is 7-year-old and up. So 3 years away from it, 4 years away from it. See, it might make sense the way I'm thinking about this. It might make sense to skip to the end of the season. So let me know what you think, comment section down below. I'm going to leave it there for now. Not going to get too much far forward. I basically wanted 21 days before Belfast Kid ran again as well, just to make sure they're getting a little bit of rest if we are going to continue to run them. I don't know how much, I don't know if it's worth really watching a bunch of juvenile and novice hurdles that we're not getting a lot of competition on, and when we are, we're still kind of winning. So either we're winning big or there's a good horse running us kind of close, but we still win. That's generally where we've been all year. A couple of seconds and thirds, but yeah. Not sure how interesting that is for you to watch or for me to play through. So maybe skipping forward and getting to a season where a few more things can happen and should happen, and horses being brought in at an age where they might be able to run in a couple of big races. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, check the other playlists and the memberships available. And I'll see you next time. I'm glad we got this fix issued. And like I say, tomorrow we should have the video up then when my testing is done with the download of version 3 of the UK jump schedule and version 2 of the US flat schedule, both for the Start It mod. They will be unplayable, more than likely, or missing a ton of races, at least with some courses that might crash if you don't have the Start It mod. If you're looking to install that, the tips, tricks, tutorials, and cheats playthrough playlist, is full of how to edit schedules and how to install the Start It mod. So you can install the Start It mod, you can use these schedules, and then, like I say, in the works are vanilla schedules, but with added races. Not using any modded stuff, but just vanilla tweaks, basically, for a more complete and more interesting UK jumps and US flats. Any other schedules you want to see, let me know. I can put it in the list and start thinking about, will I be good at kind of doing that if I want to do that. Um, so yeah, but you can always ask. So let me know in the comment section down below. Like I say, I'll see you next time. And until then, take care, guys.